Nerdcast assemble! Stay dandy, baby. A legend falls and a hero rises. All that and more in the latest chapter of Boruto, Naruto, Next Generations. So before I even start this review, spoiler warning. This might be one of the most shocking chapters of Boruto and is going to send ripples through the entire fan base. So again, spoiler warning, now's your chance. Go read the chapter, come back to this review so we can discuss it. Okay, so the latest chapter of Boruto, Naruto Next Generations features a major character death for the series. And a lot of people have been theorizing that that death was going to be Naruto. Of course, he used his brand new Baryon mode combined with the power of Kurama, who explained that it was going to drain his very life force to the point that utilizing this super-powered mode would actually kill him. Well, we actually get to see the results of that in this latest chapter of Boruto. And the sad news is that someone does die. But it's not Naruto. It's our boy, everybody's favorite nine-tailed fox, Kurama. Getting back on track, I have to say that the final moments between Naruto and Kurama are honestly handled really well. I mean, this could have been stretched out to a ridiculous degree. This could have been the entire chapter. They could have done like an entire freaking montage of all the biggest moments between the characters, but it's handled so simply and beautifully. The fact that they're just hanging out in this white void, talking to each other, and Kurama just explains that it's he who is going to pass away. Naruto is going to survive despite losing his tailed beast, and that's pretty much the end of it. He also warns Naruto that he's not going to be as super powered and strong as he usually is. He's going to have to rely on his innate abilities and using the Sage mode, no longer relying on his buddy Kurama. This is huge for the series, guys. I mean, when you really think about it, our two main leads, I mean, if you want to count Boruto, our three main leads, Naruto and Sasuke have lost their biggest freaking power-ups. I mean, Sasuke still has the edge with his Mangekyo Sharingan and everything, but the fact of the matter is Sasuke loses Rinnegan, Naruto loses Kurama. This is just shocking, and I can't believe that they decided to do that at this point in the series. But here's the thing. While it's really easy to get very sad over the death of Kurama, especially how it's handled with him drifting off into Bijou heaven, we do have to remember that the tailed beasts have the distinctive ability to reincarnate. Their chakra will, over time, come back together and they will reappear in the world. But how long this takes, when it's going to happen, is still completely up in the air. For all we know, it's not going to happen in the rest of Naruto's lifetime. He may never get to see the nine-tailed fox again. And that's what makes this entire scene all the more shocking. You know, it's not just the loss of a major power, it's the loss of a major character. And I have to say that they have balls for doing something like this. I already know that some people are pretty upset about this. It's not too much of a mystery. Hell, before the even chapter came out, most of this shit was spoiled thanks to all you Twitter assholes. But the thing is here, it still has impact. It's still going to affect people in different ways. I, for one, am able to get over it and continue to read because I'm in it to win it, baby. I'm in it to see how far this franchise is going to go and where it's going to have a true conclusive ending, which for all we know, it may never have one. But the fact of the matter is, this is a major moment. Some people are going to be upset and they're going to stop reading. Some people are going to get more excited over the prospect of what's going to happen now that such a major event has actually happened in the series. And they really played with our expectations quite a bit, especially because the whole thing is, the fact of the matter was, Naruto might have actually died. They still continue to play with that because we know at the beginning of the series when Kawaki was battling against Boruto, he mentioned something about the 7th Hokage, and we don't really know what that is yet. Could this be that event? Or is Naruto still got a giant guillotine blade above his neck, and we're just waiting for that sucker to come crashing down and decapitate everybody's favorite rambunctious ninja? We're just going to have to wait and see. But while this is an important part of the chapter, it's not all that's really important about this chapter. I mean, that's just one element of what makes this one really exciting here. We get to go back to Naruto waking up and everybody discovering that Kurama is gone, and then Boruto desperately having to use the power of his karma to make their way back to Konoha Village. With some goading from Kawaki, they manage to actually make it happen. The relationship between these two characters continues to be fascinating, to say the least, and I can't wait to see more of how it's going to grow and eventually what's going to lead to the conflict between these two characters. Another thing that's kind of interesting is this weird scene with Amato, who seems very oddly obsessed with Kawaki to the point where he's very concerned about his well-being, something that even Sumire actually notices. It's a little weird. I don't know really what to take from it. And again, Amato is one of those characters who can sort of switch on a dime, where originally he was a villain. Now apparently he is an ally of Konoha Village. We don't know how that's going to happen, but again, I don't trust mad scientists in the freaking Naruto universe. That's just the way that it actually is. So, we got the death of Kurama, we got the return of everybody back to Konoha Village. What's going to be the cherry on top of this insane chapter of Boruto? Yes, it's actually going to be going back to Ishiki. So, this chapter basically confirms that Ishiki is dead, but before he goes, he appears as this, like, ghostly, ethereal form in front of Code, a member of Kara whom we haven't seen for quite some time, and is clearly now going to be one of the most important characters of the series, because Code is a character who has actually been imbued with the power of karma, but it's white karma. Apparently, it's a version of karma that wasn't going to allow him to become a vessel. He just didn't have the body like Kawaki did in order to take on Ishiki's power. But Ishiki reassures him that he's going to carry on the very will of the Otsutsuki, and the reason for that is because he's actually going to imbue his will into this white karma, essentially transforming Code into a brand new Otsutsuki. He even gives him instructions on his ability to be able to cultivate the chakra fruit, to become even more powerful, and to go across the frigging universe, devouring planets, eating their chakra fruits, and eventually becoming a very god himself. The imagery that they use in this chapter is nothing short of awesome. This image of this godlike figure, it looks like a freaking Tool cover album. I love it. It's really damn awesome. And most importantly, Code gets to do something interesting and awesome. For people who are watching the anime version of Boruto, this now makes a lot more sense because they are actually building him up in the anime version and giving him more development. It's like the anime and the manga teams are working together and they're trying to plant these little seeds of awesomeness. The fact of the matter is, Code, a character who seems like he was just going to be sort of a one-off villain for characters to eventually overcome, is going to somehow transform into the next major villain of the series. He's effectively just become the leader of Kara. He has just become the next powerful motherfucking Otsutsuki, and he's going to take over the universe and become the god of the entire Naruto-verse. That's some crazy shit to lay on us in a chapter where they also kill off our nine-tailed boy. So, what's the rundown on the latest chapter of Boruto Naruto Next Generations? This was an emotional roller coaster of a chapter for so many different reasons. I mean, the death of Kurama is a pretty big deal. Again, like I said, while it's handled well, and it's sad, especially getting to see the characters have their one last interaction with one another, the fact that Kurama could potentially return through reincarnation or some other weird, ridiculous, ancient ninja nonsense is there. It's in the background. But as it is, Kurama is gone. I really want to see sort of the reaction from the other tailed beasts, the Bijou, how they're going to react to the death of what is effectively one of their brothers. A piece of their overall selves is gone. And I wonder if that means they're going to somehow try to bring in the other tailed beasts into the series. I mean, wouldn't that be really cool if we got to see Naruto actually take on the powers of all the other tailed beasts? It's already been established, of course, that he can't die if they are removed from his body, so maybe he could potentially utilize all of their powers. Maybe this is going to be an excuse to give him another brand new power-up that we've never actually seen before. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if they're going to be game for this, but again, I'm just speculating here. It's what could potentially happen. But really, the crux of this chapters are really like the bookends here. The death of Kurama and that final moment with Code. But don't let that take away from the importance of everything that's going on with Boruto and Kawaki. The fact that he now realizes that he has a tremendous power, which is going to be very crucial to saving the world at this point and effectively defeating Kara. And, his relationship with Kawaki, I think, is really what's going to be the next build-up of the series as we move forward and we see Code going through his weird metamorphosis into an Otsutsuki. I think it's going to be some really interesting stuff, to say the least. But I'm glad that we got that scene with Code, because again, even as I've been reviewing the anime version, I'm like, what's the deal? Why are they building this guy up so much? Why is he so damned important? Well, Yeah, this is why. He's going to be one of the major villains of the entire series. And, you know, I don't even know if I can trust Ishiki at this point. For all we know, this is another crazy plan for him to resurrect himself. They always seem to come up with these weird plans in order to do that. And I don't know. He seems to be okay with the fact that he's just transformed into a ghost from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's kind of strange. Hell, both Ishiki and Kurama actually do that in this chapter. I thought the imagery there was very similar to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Whenever a character dies and we see their ghostly-like form as they go up into heaven, I don't know, maybe it's a weird homage. The fact of the matter is, this is a very emotional chapter, to say the least. And like I said, I won't say that Kurama's death affected me the way that, you know, Jiraiya and Neji's did, but it's still a really big part of the series, and it's going to completely change the character of Naruto for better or for worse. And really, I just can't wait to see what the results of that are going to be. Most importantly, however, I want to hear from you guys. That's like the main reason I made this review today, is not just to talk about it. I want to hear about your thoughts about the death of Kurama, what it means to you as a fan of the series, and of course, if you have any favorite moments of Kurama from the entire series. Make sure to sound off in the comment section below and tell me all about that, as well as your thoughts on this chapter and what the future of the series is going to bring us, because things are going through a massive change. Naruto and Sasuke are no longer the super-powered ninja gods they used to be. Boruto and Kawaki are going to be like the characters who have to change the world now, and Code is about to become the main villain of the frigging series. Let's just talk all about it. Comment section below. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching this review. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. It helps out this video a lot and makes it so more people can actually see this video when it's released. I also want to go ahead and take this time to thank all of my patrons. You guys are not just subscribers who watch my videos. You make monthly donations, and I can't thank you enough for that. Remember, first-time donators, I'll review an anime series of your choosing, as well as adding your name to this list of super awesome people, the supporters of Ace Guru. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay dandy, baby, and rest in peace, Kurama.